I'll take head.
Yay.
Hey everyone, this is Marsh, your casual MechWarrior. Welcome to the first Record Polycast number 11.
11.
Yay with us. Yay, we've made 11 of these so far. Ooh, yay. First up on our guest list today, we have Biter.
Hello. Blar.
And Blur. And we have Old Bob 10025.
Blurg.
Blurg. And also we have a special guest, Commander Lemming is back.
I'm alive.
Yay.
You're alive, yay! So, yeah, I mean, one more week, more events over. I mean, which one should we dive into first, guys?
Well, we could dive into the Battle of Luthien, I guess, first.
All right.
So, in essence, they had a big battle for 3 days, and Battle for Luthien, when they actually came in. Let me get the map up here. For faction play. When we played Planet Bingo last week, that was quite exciting, by the way. I really did like that game. That was really cool. So we played Planet Bingo, trying to find out where in the hell a planet is with some type of lore. And in the event of we did actually try to find something to do, we found that Luthien was being attacked for 3 days because it was totally surrounded by the clans. And obviously during faction warfare, I don't think many people care about all the every capital planet is now almost surrounded except for New Avalon, so I don't know what's going to happen from there. But we had a battle for 3 days. So during that battle, we had some battles with the clans against the Inner Sphere, and part of it was a large part was actually the scouting missions. And so we'll get in the scouting missions just a second here. Sorry about that. My voice is going. Just woke up, so
Old man maps.
Old man type stuff. Okay, let me get to the part here. Boy. Okay, MW News. So we're going to go to the battle statistics. Okay, which is, if you guys get your maps up there. Let me get mine up. Yeah, you got it there. Perfect. So we go to the Battle for Luthien faction play events statistics. Scout matches, scout wins, siege matches. Has all different stuff in there, including the 20 most used mechs for each side. So what do you guys think about the battle for 3 days for Battle for Luthien? Anybody?
Yeah.
Exactly, pretty much.
I missed the whole thing because it just went by in a whole 2 seconds, and I was like, "Oh well, I got shit to do." So, yeah, I guess I'm not participating in that.
Yeah, I think that's actually a prime example right there. Is that 3 days for a giant battle? It doesn't seem like a giant battle when it's only for a weekend. I kind of wish they would have made this thing longer, honestly.
Yeah, they normally had it for a couple of days. I think for like a week at least for a 2-kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically like for around that type of time. They really didn't have a lot of like advanced notice. They had like, okay, in a couple of days we're gonna have the big battle for Luthien, which obviously was when Smoke Jaguars attacked Krita, and then Krita had a bunch of different mech regiments, including mercenaries, to go protect Luthien, and they kicked him off planet. But in this one, it was actually a tie for some strange reason. And why was it a tie, guys?
Because Inner Sphere came back at the last minute.
Did they do the tug of war system where like there's a bound at each end, like there's only a certain bar that you can fill up?
I think so. Yeah, that was the thing that clans would be winning it all the time, or most of the time as usual, and then at the very end.
That's the one thing I don't like about long-term events with MechWarrior on faction play, is that they make a boundary for like the distance that you can pull that bar. So like what happens is that people could hold it for like a full-on 2 days, and then in 1 day someone could just flip that back over. Like I don't think there should be a limit to how much you can actually like capture over there when it comes down to points.
Do you think it should be like for the major amount of battles you win? So like let's say the clans win 2,000 battles versus the Inner Sphere 1,000. They just can't wait to the last part and go from 1,200 and flip the bar. You just want it to be like we got to get 800 more, right?
Yeah, I want it to be like an overall general just a complete score system where if you're at 100%, you actually have a reason to keep going back into battle. Other than, oh no, someone randomly might win out of nowhere. Or someone might come on at 3 a.m. and just have like a 5-man load up in the queue over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's exactly what did happen.
Yeah.
You basically knocked the clans out from the 80% down just below that, and so the Inner still was under the 80% win threshold, and then basically they knocked the clans down and pretty much became a tie per se, with no clear winner.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the siege match, attacker defender wins, and when the clan has almost 150%. Yeah, you've got 50% more wins than the other side, then usually that means you've won the battle. But I just, that bar is a little bit irritating. Like a score system would work a little bit better, in my opinion, for a long-term event. Because if it was a short-term event, like one day of just everybody trying to go in and win it, yeah, maybe. But for like 3 days or even a week, you want to have an actual purpose to having people go in when their team is at 100%.
Yeah,
definitely true. I do agree with you, like on that one actually, because the whole bar system thing is cool and everything, but just like you said, at the last minute, everyone could just jump in the last day, totally flip that bar down, or knock you out of the winner's circle.
Well, the bar's only when the bar is at the far extremes, it nullifies the point of playing for one side. That is entirely what it creates, which does at least sort of give some chance. Like otherwise, there's no point playing in a sphere once the clan have gone up so many hundreds of wins. You just sort of feel a sense of dread. You're never really going to win. What's the freaking point?
Yeah,
again, I don't really.
There's that point too. You could just have one side completely go miles ahead of the other one, and then it would be over right then and there.
Which I feel like has happened before.
It will happen again. I know for me though, thank God we figured out that we could just do scouting missions. Because I would rather gnaw off my arm than do the faction warfare type stuff. Just scouting mission was the only thing I did. Thank God.
Well, yeah, with the new event system, they've done it for the faction mode rather than for siege mode / scouting mode. So any and all of the stuff, if you can do it in scouting, if you prefer scouting, you can do it there. And I much prefer scouting than the actual siege event.
Oh, so much quicker.
And it's yeah.
Oh. So I was going to say the problem that, kind of Joshy's been harping on this forever, the fact that there's such a huge gap between being on the winning side and the losing side in terms of rewards. And since this game is such a grind-heavy game, everybody really wants those rewards. So there's nothing that really stops everyone from just joining the winning side or have everybody join clans or everybody join Inner Sphere and just steamroll one side.
Easy button.
Yeah.
Hey, well, Lemming did say or Inner Sphere, Bob.
Okay. Well, the thing about the Inner Sphere is like we're either stupid or we're actually so lore heavy that basically we don't give a crap and we want to do the best we can. That's basically what it is.
I think this, at least from all my opinions on this thing, just goes into the greater points about faction warfare. I don't really care much about it. And it's like one side or the other wins this planet on a map that doesn't even have a description.
Yeah, that kind of gets back to last week.
Planet Bingo.
I mean, we've beat the dead horse before of you're playing a game, but it feels like you're playing for not really much of anything.
Might as well call it a Planet XYZ4.
Yeah, but we've kind of already gone down that rabbit hole for an hour, so I don't want to go down there again.
I understand that, Ben.
Yeah, but because of that last-minute pullback from the Inner Sphere, like all the clanners said, yeah, we've been winning for 2 days straight, no problem. And then they all went to bed and the Inner Sphere won tons of stuff. Everybody loses. It's a draw, so everyone gets the mediocre rewards after all those matches played.
Yeah,
so
true.
No one. So no one got their free mechs, which was what, like the mislinks, and it was like a mauler. Was that the other one?
Yeah, like a mauler, you get 4 million and a mech bay, or a mauler and a mech bay, or for the clan side, you get a mislinks and a mech bay, or 4 million plus a mech bay. So everyone got the same different type of rewards, 4 million plus a mech bay, which I mean that's good for the clans because I mean no one really wanted the mislinks. Like anyways, as far as I've been reading throughout the boards, they've been like, yeah, well, I'll rather have the 4 million than a mislinks type of thing. It's good mech though. Like I like it. It's not bad at all. But the most common used mechs, like was a surprise. The first 4 were actually used a lot inside the scouting matches.
Yeah, lots of 50-tonners, and they're also, medium to nice little filler mechs that do good job. If you got the full deck, I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, the total number of siege matches, like that's relatively small compared to scouting. Like 10 times the amount of scouting went on than actual siege matches.
And where's this at? Oh, okay.
Like,
yeah, okay.
So total siege matches 1,600-ish, whereas the scout matches is 13,000. Sorry, 13,000 scouting.
No,
matches.
not beta
so
particles.
At least around 10 times or so. 9-10 times the total.
Well, the whole thing. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I say because scouting. I mean, you can do a scouting match within 5 minutes or so, as opposed to a siege match, which is like, how long are they? 20 minutes? Half an
30
hour?
minutes.
Yeah, 30
they often
minutes.
go down to the wire for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a lot of time investment right there.
Plus, also with the salt from the inner sphere, losing a lot of normal faction play warfare like matches. So I'll rather do scouting matches really quick. Boom. Okay, I lost. Boom. I'll jump in on my other mech and just jump in my second scouting mech and jump in. Boom. Like, okay, then I'll go and do that one. I lost. Okay, and that took 15 minutes to do for 3 matches. And that's pretty good compared to one match. You win and you might not even get the amount of kills or KMDDs or whatever you need during that whole 30 minutes. You're like, well, 30 minutes just got wasted.
Well, from our experiences, like the first day on Lash's Discord, we had a lance dropping in a sphere and a lance dropping for clan. It actually kind of worked out quite well.
Yeah.
And what we did was a lot of sync drops.
Try
to. The thing was, there was a huge queue on the inner sphere side, whereas the clanners, they instantly find a match, whereas we were like, the inner sphere group were 2 1/3 in the queue. So we had to instead do a kind of delayed sync drop, whereupon the inner sphere side waited the queue, get to the front, and then tell the clanners to immediately jump in.
Yeah, exactly. It only worked once, I think, right?
Yeah, we only managed it once because we very quickly we got to the front of the queue and then we instantly matched with some clans.
Now, like that was because sorry, go ahead.
That was probably the best match we had, actually.
That was fun.
It was at least fun going against people yeah.
I still got to edit that one. I haven't done it.
Yeah, I think though overall, I still think if you had equal amount of time to play, and you could do 3 scouting matches in the time of a siege match, there's still that 9 times you divide by 3, you're still seeing 3 times the amount of time roughly spent in scouting. And scouting's not even 10 minutes; it can be for like 3 minutes as well. So I'm not sure. Like I'd say, at least in a sphere, instead of losing on siege, a lot of people just interested in scouting because in a sphere they actually had a slight edge in scouting. They won 1,000 more of those matches, 7,000 for IS, 6,000 for clan.
Yeah, a lot more people drop in scouts.
Yeah, and because I definitely recall seeing in scouting matches that IS would be they would control a lot of it for a longer period of time.
Oh yeah.
That's
kind of weird though. That match scored earned though. That's kind of bizarre.
I mean, the big thing I would hypothesize, at least the way they did the event, was get 150 match score in a match. And they're trying to set the bar really low, so you just need to participate in a siege, for example, and you're pretty likely to get that one tick. However, you can get 150 match score fairly easily in a scouting mode. So the quickest way to get the rewards, the food pellets they're handing out to you, is just to grind out 9-12 scouting matches rather than doing 6 hours worth of siege.
Yeah,
do it like almost half the time.
Just a huge time investment. So yeah, scouting was the way to go in this event.
I love scouting. It's a lot of fun. Just 4v4ness. You get to drop with just a couple of friends. You coordinate, focus fire, etc., etc. Whereas in Siege, you have to pull together a 12-man. They all have to be quite good. You all have to coordinate your drops. And sometimes if you're you're dropping on your own, you're stuck with puggies. And if your pugs suck, instead of being stuck with them for one drop, you're stuck with them for 4 drops. And that feels awful.
True. Oh, they even have team kills. Total team kills 90.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's cool. Oh my god.
Is it down the bottom?
That's for Karita, yes.
Yeah, that's for Korea. And then 118 for clans.
For the Smoke Jaguar, is that
That's
what
funny.
the loyalists, or
It
because
doesn't
that seems
say.
fairly low?
Yeah, actually, it doesn't say that.
Yeah, it just says total team kills.
That's bizarre.
And further above, you like the numbers in people played.
Yeah, which is low.
Total number of participated at least in one match for each side is around 900, 999 for in a sphere.
So, like in essence, the amount of people that played during the weekend have at least one, that participated like in one, were about 2,000 people in a game that supposedly has I think like 12 or 14,000 that we keep on seeing the stats for. I think
down to 500 from Steam.
Yeah, okay, 500 from Steam. So this game is hemorrhaging people. And so basically, this should actually show you some different stats and why they need to fix certain things like Faction Warfare and make it more enjoyable. Because literally, I would gnaw off my arm than to go play Faction Warfare, unless the prizes are so big that I have to. And so this will tell you a lot of different things. This is bad numbers, very bad numbers for a free-to-play game that should be doing way better in the free-to-game market.
Well, I still think, though, this particular total numbers played thing is for those who already were or switched to be loyalists. Because, I mean, if it was just clan versus inner sphere, you would imagine, obviously, all these numbers would sync up. The number of inner sphere kills would match the total deaths on the clans, or thereabouts.
Yeah. Well,
but
I
I'm not seeing that.
It doesn't say loyals or say like anything else. They just clumped them in, just like they did Intersphere versus clans, and that's it. You have no identity like in Faction Warfare.
It's Karita has 19k kills, for example, whereas Smoke Jaguar has 21k deaths. So somehow, maybe there's suicides. It's just
I don't know.
I have a feeling that this is just for the loyalists, or at least it isn't specified.
Yeah, it's not showing all the players,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, I take it back. We have 900 players from Steam, not 500.
Oh, okay. That makes it better.
Wow.
And, there's only... there wasn't so much fanfare leading up to this thing, and a lot of people aren't really a fan of scouting or siege mode.
Yeah, there was literally no advertisement, and I've been learning that actually since I took my 2 months off from this game. You don't hear shit about what is going on unless you are constantly playing or constantly checking the website.
Or
it's just nothing. Like when I decided to, I need to go actually do work and stuff like that, I was like, oh, maybe I'll come back for an event or two. And I had no idea when any of the events were going on because either they were on the website and I just didn't feel like checking and hunting through there, or it was now in the game client, which I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But anywhere outside of there, they're like, they don't send an email or anything like that.
Or the email's 2 days late, which I always get.
Yeah, I guess there really isn't much outreach. And also, it's kind of funny how a person in the comments in here is saying, or have a podcast.
I know.
Just further looking at the stats, just to give you guys an idea, Karita total wins 8,000 or so per player per match, it says, though IS overall got 7,900. So, obviously, this really strongly implies to me, it's only looking at a smaller fraction, because
I hope so.
Somehow Karita got 100 more wins than the whole of IS, but that number is inflated because it's per player per match. So if you had 12 creators on a team and they won, obviously that counts as 12, but only 1 to the overall IS scoreboard.
I mean, I'm just, I always press Russ, like, what are the numbers before, during, and after events of faction warfare? Never get back to me, and this even puts more confusion. Like what we're talking about, is it going to be for only loyalists or for a whole total of whoever participated in the event? What is it, type thing? And it just worries me. It worries me that this game's kind of like going on a downward trend, which will suck because I love this game. I love playing with you guys. I love everyone who watches too. I love you guys, man. No, but just kind of you got to have some. I don't know. Sorry, you just got to. I'm just worried that this game's hemorrhaging players. That's my piece.
Well, as it stands, though, they're continuing to do the faction warfare stuff. I still think it's an extra couple of buckets of different, totally different game modes that have their attractiveness to players, but it also means it's a lot of people just aren't interested, and it doesn't do full justice. A lot of people have dreams and aspirations for faction warfare, but it never really comes through, and it creates animosity between clan and IS.
Yeah.
Balance.
Well, I don't mind the, tug of war and like the, I guess the, I want to get at those dang clanners kind of feel, or those, free bursts or whatever. Like that part's kind of fun. I actually enjoy that. I just wish they would. I guess Bob would say, like put more lore into it, make an actual like story-driven reason to play faction warfare.
Or even there's a lot of wars that went on too. You could do the Bush War, you could do the Ronin War. Go back to like the old times, like because I know like in the like if they could turn off the or just make lore specific mechs or lore battles would be kind of cool. Just for like one, that'd make a lot of lore people happy. Probably hopefully bring some people into it. But I don't know. But like you said.
Well, I think one thing that'd be kind of cool is that if they could have a ongoing, continuing storyline that that basically like like over arcs for a year, and and the story would be formed through the players. I mean, I don't know if I'm just talking out my own ass on that, but I don't know. It's like I feel like there should be something more to get you more invested by putting in some story-driven stuff to get you in, than more so than just play faction warfare, because it's just there. I don't know.
Well, last week we talked about like kind of dailies or something like that, like different dailies to make it like more interesting for people to constantly log in, type thing.
Yeah, which is what they are doing now, at least for the next few days. But I think we could probably even segue into that.
Yes.
Since I guess in that case, the event system. What do we got going on now? I mean, we got the escalation mech challenges, and now we got the weekend warriors back.
Yay, some cockpit items.
Woo!
Not bad.
Cockpit swag.
Well, they got the and they got the hunting knife.
Mm-hmm.
They got the rocket girl, which is pretty cool. I'll have 5. I got 6 of them.
I'm so pumped.
200 MC, which I'm pumped about. Or rather, that's the biggest thing I think.
I sure want to dedicate some time in my weekend so I can get that stupid ass thing in my cockpit.
In terms of grind, the game does, at least with its economy, struggle a bit with trying to really make you invested, because all they can do is sort of constantly hand out little pellets and little events all the time, which is partly why even just the whole advertising thing we mentioned earlier, or I think before the call, but we just with some games like Overwatch or whatever, they do seasonal events, and it's just one big thing every 3 months or so. One big draw, and there's a whole bunch of new cosmetics for all the characters and such and such. There's lots of quote unquote cool things people want to pick up. The thing with MechWarrior Online, though, the one biggest, coolest thing, I guess, at least particularly if you're free to play, you're not somebody who is, the full land whale who's always, playing the game daily like some of us are, is mechs coming out for C-bills. Is there any, events about that? No, none whatsoever. They do very little to really announce, hey, now you can buy this mech for C-bills.
Yeah, they just toss it up real quick on the site, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
You know, like
instead all they do is they do events for the whales, which, yeah, fair enough, you reward the whales, but then otherwise it's just little events here and there that hand out little bits and trink pieces. Instead,
Well-
I think when the mech when these old mechs that have already come out for sea bills, they should totally do an event which is, hey, everyone, the assassin's now available for sea bills. Everyone jump in your assassin, even the old whales and all the
True.
free-to-play
Yeah,
players.
true. That should be nice. You know, or even like, let's say this, like one type of event where they would actually put up a hero mech. Say if you just like faction warfare, like whoever wins a certain planet for this, that hero mech will be for sea bills, either clan or interstrate, depending on what it is, only for a week, and then you could get it like within that week and do that kind of thing. That way, you bring more people in, kind of like, oh wow, I'm gonna go pick up that hero mech. I need to get that 30% sea bill boost. That'd be great. And then they could fight over that mech, and whoever wins gets that and it gets that mech for sea bills for 1 week.
Yeah, exactly. The stars of the show are the mechs, and they don't build it around that. They build it around cockpit items, a couple of MC, and some sea bills. Go ahead, Lush, sorry.
So
No, I
I'd
was
just
gonna
be
say,
happy if. Oh, sorry.
No,
go
I
ahead.
mean, yeah.
I was gonna say I'd just be happy if they gave paint jobs, like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
something. Paint jobs would make me really happy. Even if they're just one-shot paint jobs, you could give a fuck ton of those out before people would stop caring.
I mean, I liked
True.
it when they. I wonder if the new system could do this, but before they introduced the new event system, they had the whole drop-down box thing they implemented on the website,
Yeah, I
which
saw that.
meant
Yeah, that was
do
was
enough of
good.
X, and you could choose whichever warhorn from the list. You could choose any
paint
paint
job.
scheme for any mech.
Because like, how many hunter's knives do I want, man? I think I like 6 now or something like that. It's like I really don't care, type of thing.
And I've got a whole bunch of screaming surats, and that's my least favorite warhorn.
I'm
I
with
got
this. I'll
plenty
have
of
6
those
rocket
now.
girls now.
I don't even like that. That was one of the things that actually kind of distanced me from MechWarrior initially, was that like they pride themselves on giving out these little things that just make a funny noise when you kill someone. That's it. That's all it is.
Well, the Fool's
Like, I
Warhammer
could
is pretty
get-
cool.
Well, the only thing people care about is the warhorns. All the extra little bits and pieces is when you want to go full out on making your cockpit look kind of silly.
Like, and I don't even want that in half my mechs. I don't want a warhorn in my locust. Are you shitting me? Like, yeah, I want something that blares out a loud noise every time I assassinate someone.
It blocks
Oh,
your
I
vision.
That's a smart idea.
for me, it's a must-have.
Well, I have the Fool's Warhorn in my locust because it's a stealth locust. And if they kill me, they get a reward noise.
Yeah,
Oh my
but I
God.
guess long story short, there are events going on. Weekend Warrior for 3 days, and the Escalation Challenge going on for 10 days. So not to get too much into it, but basically play the game and get free shit.
Play the
I
game
mean,
and get
these-
stuff.
Yeah, because these
Yeah.
challenges are not hard. They are really easy to get.
I mean, you
to
just
get through,
basically play the game, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
One
Well-
win in quick play might be an adventure.
Yes. Well, that's the difficulty they've had with some of these things. It's like they've done in the past, like get 15 wins, and you're playing in Puglandia, and you're just with terrible
God.
team after terrible team, and it could take you the whole day, maybe the next day, to get those
God.
15 freaking wins.
That was
Yeah.
horrendous, man.
Yeah. So that now I'll have to just say, oh, get 1, maybe 3 wins, and we'll give you plenty of reward. Don't worry. Even if you're playing all night, you'll finally get that 3rd win, and it'll be worth it.
Well, they do
So
actually have, like, in the faction and the in the escalation challenge, they do give out paint jobs.
They do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of interesting. I guess if I spent $20 or something like that, I'll definitely want a paint job, or could do that event.
Well, that's
Yeah.
for the new mechs that have come out. They did a whole, they used to do leaderboards, and then they changed it to just play with them enough, and we'll give you a bunch of stuff. And now they're separating it per pack, which, from their perspective at least, I think actually makes quite a bit of
It's a
sense.
business standpoint, yeah, that's fine actually.
That no matter how many pack, like if you buy a standard pack or the whole ultimate collector pack, you just need to play it enough, and you got all the rewards. At least that was how they did it last time. or at least as far as I recall. But now it's just do 1,000, maybe 2,000 or so damage with each of the different ones you've actually bought, and that will give you 3 million C-bills, camo paint, more, and some cockpit items.
Yeah. So I guess and I guess to kind of get out of event, the new mechs. I mean, are there any opinions to the new mechs we got? I mean, since we got 4 new toys to play with.
Well, the first thing is, at least from our opinions, is which ones did you guys get, if any?
I got the Arctic Wolf, and that's it.
I got nothing because I had no money at the time.
I'm still sticking true to my idea that I'm not paying them shit until they work to actually increase the longevity of the game and invite new players in. So I almost, when they actually finally integrated challenges into the actual game client itself, I almost just straight up bought a pack for that. But I'm a college student, so.
See, the issue is too that I could wait. I could wait to get the mechs when they're on C-bills. So like I don't really care about the hero that much. If I really want the hero, I'll go get it, type thing. But I mean, literally though, I can literally wait 2 to 3 months when they come out for C-bills, which I always thought that was a weird business aspect to go ahead and do. Like, oh well, 3 months from now we're going to give out, so you don't even have to go and play. Or go purchase these, just wait 3 months and they come out. Just like, watching TV shows. Basically, I don't really care. I'll watch it later on. I don't really care if I got to get it now.
Well, I mean, you get a bunch of shit along with it, and the fact that they make events centered around, the mech itself, and there are a slew of bonuses to actually getting it on time, or getting it in a pack. But a lot of people can't wait that 3 months. That's that's very long, and
it's a long time seeing this cool mech that is performing really well in somebody else's hands that you really wanted for 3 months.
I waited for basically I still had the flip phone. I just got a new smartphone, and I had the flip phone for freaking years. And it's not even a smartphone, man. I had a flip phone, and I just switched over today to a smartphone, and oh my god, basically it was cool, but I waited.
Welcome to the
One
future.
thing that makes me angry about that situation is that they always throw in a nerf right before they put it out for C-bills.
Yeah,
that's
they take a while to see if it's too powerful, and then it'll get nerfed by the time it actually does come out for C-bills. So
they always take like either a mobility quirk or like
I did get the Piranha too, by the way,
armor or structure quirk,
and the reality,
and they just kind of take that really quick before they release it for C-bills.
Yeah, my biggest thing is actually I want to know the quirks before the mech comes out, because that like for Sphere Pilot, that's what really dictates on the mechs that I purchase. Can I actually develop that mech into what I want it to be, or do I have to buy this pack and then wait, there's a nerf coming? Well that sucks. Whole point of this mech is a laser from nerf. You're gonna during that same patch day, you're gonna go ahead and totally kill the mech.
Well, I think for me, it all comes down to the mech itself, where for instance, like the Arctic Wolf. I mean, I saw it, I liked it. I just wanted to give it.
I don't know if they're rolling out though. Like
I guess maybe to play the odd man out is that I still want to see this game survive, so I will give them some small amount of money just so I can pay for someone's paycheck.
Oh no, sometimes I do, like fork out the money. Don't get me wrong, basically because I want to, like whenever I can. But that whole thing is like, a week's worth of food for $30 or for $70, or I could get an Arctic and a Nova Cat. Which one do I want to get? Type thing. And so like you kind of like you got to really have like decisions on what you want to do. But I mean, I'll fork out money like when I can. Don't get me wrong.
Well, at least the pre-order window or the window to before the actual mech comes out is fairly large. But I sort of understand the idea of pre-ordering, but I wish the pre-orders weren't just for the first month. Like if you got it the day before, like there's a lot of impulse buys people do and play into that. But and I guess some people do that, but it doesn't feel so good when there's a whole little bits of extra stuff, like a paint scheme.
Brian
that they're
is
locking
obsolete. Yeah,
behind those who only pre-ordered.
they
at the
might,
very
but they
start.
never talked about it though, like reality.
I mean, I used to buy a bunch
Hey,
of
Tesla.
packs, and the reason for that is, yeah, they need money as developers. They're a real company.
Well, it's a business, so yeah.
Mhm.
But I need to know that that money that I'm putting into the game isn't something that's just going to be completely and utterly worthless in like a year or so, where, you know, there's a new BattleTech game coming out. There's a new MechWarrior 5 coming out. And are they going to, you know, seize development on MechWarrior Online? Are they going to make some way to actually retain players and stop the nostalgia players from leaving and the remaining players getting bored? Are they going to bring in new people? What are they? I mean, and they're not doing a lot to actually ensure that that money that I'm putting in is going to be worth something in the future. So I don't really trust it.
PGI does not have very good PR
Yeah, we
with the
discussed that
community.
before.
Yeah, but that's always the biggest thing. That it's going to make it a struggle for a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I think kind of going back to this like last patch update, you know, in the chat that, you know, a person said that they had a huge, like horrible, you know, QA in this patch. That, you know,
That's my fear too. Like
they said
reality,
they're
it's like,
gonna
do I spend more time on
release
this
the
game,
patch
or
with
do I go
the,
ahead
like,
and
you
jump on
know,
other
like
games? You know,
laser
and I have
nerf.
my fear about
Then
that.
everyone hopped online, hopped on Reddit, and just uproar because of this nerf that was going to happen. And they said, "Hotfix, don't worry, we're gonna nerf it only a little bit."
Well, you know, they should stick to their guns though. Basically, do what they did, and then later on nerf it. Not oh, everyone got pissed off, so we're gonna go ahead and, you know, go and stop it. They're not sticking to their guns, and they really need to tell you the truth. You know, like,
Unless it's a mini-map issue.
Unless it's a mini map,
Yeah.
that was pretty
Yeah.
stupid. God, that was so
a
dumb.
one.
Oh my god.
That was actually my first video. It was a small shit post about that.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought the designed intentions behind that laser change was actually, it sounded interesting. It didn't sound ridiculous at all.
I mean, adapt. Come on, guys. This is easy, man. Adapt to your mechs. This is pretty easy stuff to do. Don't get stuck in one mech. Don't get stuck in your meta build up death. You know, do other things, man. That's what a lot of people don't understand about this game is, you know, the one thing I love about it is you could modify, do whatever you want to do to the mech, which is great. And then, you know, hey, okay, the laser nerf got put in. Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and use a ballistic. You know, I'll try to do something like ballistic. Take that challenge. Take that, you know, take that initiative to build something different.
Yeah.
Sorry, just my rant there.
No,
Yeah, I mean,
that's fine.
There's a lot of people that actually. There was a video that floated around for a while that talked about PGI's approach to balance in general and how it doesn't make the game fun, actually, because what they go for is they buff defensive bonuses to the mechs, and they nerf weapons. Most of the time, they lean towards nerfing offensive systems and buffing defensive systems. And what that turns into is it just
Arctic.
it makes the game, it keeps the game balanced, but it slowly over time is going to turn this battle into just a light slap fight between mechs. And a lot of other games take the approach of buffing offensive and nerfing defensive and making it so that, you know, if everything's OP, then nothing's OP. Or
I mean,
instead of nerfing something that's overpowered, buffing everything else up to that level. But PGI never takes that approach. They always take the defensive, nerf the OP thing, don't buff anything else, or
I would,
buff defensive.
I would, whilst a lot of other games are very fast paced and you have respawn mechanics to alleviate the power over time power creep, there is an end point to buffing things too much. Though players always prefer when you buff things rather than nerf things. However, I would argue in a game like MechWarrior Online, upping survivability and nerfing the weapons is serving
Exactly,
towards the
Arctic.
general feel
Exactly,
and,
Arctic.
of what the people want in the game, which is big, stompy robots. If you make the weapons more and more powerful, it just turns into a snipe fest where you die almost instantaneously. And it doesn't feel like, particularly since you only have one life, and this one life is very important, it feels a lot more fun being able to brawl it out for a while rather than falling down after a couple of alphas.
You actually took it for me. I was gonna say the exact same thing because,
I
like, I know, like,
suppose.
I'd rather survive for a little bit and like have fun surviving. Like, oh my god, I can't believe I survived that, without noticing that they did buff them, buff the defenses, but it made me feel good. I survived that match, or I took on 3 mechs and lived, type thing. So like it does make you feel a lot better in the long run than actually like I killed that mech with 1 hit. Okay, this game's pretty boring. Because Star Trek Alliance had the same problem, like with that. Every patch, every new ship they had, totally obliterated every NPC you could ever find. I mean, just killed everything. So the game got really boring over time. Just like you said, power creeping. Power creeping is a bad thing for most games, or actually for all games.
Sorry, I'm still going back on the comment from Commander 11 of just the term slap fight, and I'm just thinking of just a horrible shitpost video of just mechs fighting, and then just a sound in the background.
Sounds like a challenge.
I mean,
Sounds like a
so
challenge,
for
Lars.
me, the only reason, like, I can agree with your argument that, yeah, you want the battle to last longer when there's no response, and it's a very slow game, so you want everybody to be able to have some sort of event go on during that combat, so that they don't just get picked off at long distance. But like,
shut up, Arctic.
When I get in my Mauler that has like a 70-point alpha strike and I shoot it at a mislinks and it only knocks its arm off, that's it. I'm like, it's something. Or even like mislinks have like 35 points in their arms in the armor now, or more.
Yeah,
and
they buffed the hell out of them.
So it's like, I don't know if I
For the subpar arms.
Everyone's trying to give me Dude Leaving Legends, actually, too.
Like, but the funny thing, actually, about, at least on the Mislink side, is, the one big thing for it now is the light machine guns, or the machine guns, or heavy, whatever. And those, of course, don't have the survival buffs. You can go back to the old kind of underwhelming Mislinks with the old arms, and yeah, they're very tanky. Usually the torsos will pop before the arms do. But since it is stuck using only arm weapons, that is a good way of actually making it not become completely muted very quickly.
Yeah.
Which is a problem the machine gun one has. As for the whole 70-point alpha not taking off an arm, I imagine, well, 1, it's a small target, and 2, a lot of those shots are actually missing, because, yeah, that's a lot of extra stuff, but those 70 points all would still rip off a buffed arm.
Do you have a problem with, actually, like you posted a video of like how like your missiles were going through mechs?
Yeah, there's some problems with ballistics and stuff. Well, that was, I think, just at the start of the faction thing, where a lot of people were jumping on, and yeah, the netcode was really struggling. So yeah, I did share with people a short clip where I was shooting a hunchback in the back at point blank range, or almost point blank range, with SRMs. And after 4 volleys with SRM 24, I had not taken off his back armor.
he must have had 100 points in back and 2 points in front.
If only, though. Obviously, it was like after two of the volleys, I'd the only 2 rear torsos had been scratched, quote unquote, just because because of lag and whatnot. Just at that time, a lot of the shots were missing. There was a lot of latency or something going on weird there.
True.
So yeah, that's
reality.
also a big thing. At least also when you're a big, slow, clunky
More
mech, you aim
objectives
at
would be
that
great, though.
fast-moving light, and it's really hard to knock them down. As for the actual buffing survival stuff, it's an interesting balance and counterbalance, because we know, like with all the tryhards, they take out stuff like Hellbringers, Huntsmans, etc., and put a huge amount of laser bomb. So obviously you poke for a short bit of time and go bow, 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 and you do a huge amount of damage to a component, and then you withdraw safely to cover. You easily win a trade. All those mechs are still... Yeah, all those mechs are still pretty effective, but I think, yeah, there was a time when Clan was all about UACs, and they nerfed the UACs hard. Like the jam chances are now proportional to the size of the UAC, and the jam times are hugely longer. So now UACs on Clans are just kind of useless, actually. I would sort of agree. Like, it's so sad that they aren't really much of a useful tool in their Clan's arsenal right now. Whereas, yeah, lasers are still pretty viable, and then they're trying to nerf the lasers. They're trying to bring down the sheer performance of all the clan stuff still. The actual tough mechs, though, I mean, the tough mechs are usually the less often picked ones, and they're usually piloted by people who have no brains.
I do agree with you on that, though. They tend to go towards you definitely win more trades with laser vomits, and that's what they're trying. I guess what they're trying to do with the laser nerf. But everyone got so pissed off because mass majority of people only use lasers. Like, I watched Beast's video the other day where he used pulse lasers, and oh my god, he was getting some good stuff. And I just might change out a lot of my clan mechs just to use pulse lasers, and that's it. He did some good stuff on it.
Oh yeah, I mean they do work and they are effective.
Mm-hmm.
But,
the lasers are nice and flexible and effective. Whereas if you're doing something like a brawler, SRM, AC20 or whatever, you have to take a lot of risks and go in at just the right time. And then yes, you out trade all of those laser mechs, but it's not a consistent fun game every single time. Sometimes your team just crumples and loses all their trades before you even get a chance to really push in.
Or you go in for the brawl and it's only you, and then everyone else sticks back firing lasers.
Yeah. But also, guys, real quick here, back to the actual mechs that we got this week.
Okay.
Since I know that two of us didn't get any of them, Biter, did you get any of them?
Yes, I got the Osiris and Arctic Wolf, though I sort of have opinions on most of them anyway.
Yeah, so because I know we've gone on a whole other track of stuff, but I kind of want to bring it back, guys. Bring it back.
Okay.
So what are so I guess because Biter, you and I both own the Arctic Wolf. I mean, what do you think about it? Is it good, bad? Is it just another mech just to add to the base and never use again? I mean.
Well, first off, there's a big difference between the Omni-Mech and, of course, the Battle Mech in terms of the things you can do. With the Omni-Mech, yes, you can combine and mix and match all the Omnipods, but you're stuck with 97 kph to start with. You're kind of slow a little bit. And if you're going to take jump jets, you have to take 3 at a time. Which is kind of hilarious. I think that's what they're doing, or at least it feels like what they're doing. They've done that with the linebacker. You have to take, like 3 tons of jump jets in each site also, if you're going to be a jump jet linebacker.
Yeah.
Which actually is a nice way to balance it sometimes, because just 1 or 2 jump jets is sometimes all you need. And it's not much of a
hey, Boomer Fett, my
cost
God.
to do so.
What you doing, man?
Anyways, I think I'm still on the fence about it. I think it's I'm great. I'm a great fan of the Assassin and the Arctic Wolf. It doesn't have the sort of spidery shape. It's actually kind of a big giant walking block, but it's a short little block.
For a medium mech, it's pretty stout.
And it's got a whole bunch. You can do a whole bunch of energy or missile. And like with the Omni, you can mix and match.
Yeah, true.
Yep. And then I think if you bought the hero mech, you do get ballistics, which I didn't buy the hero, but I'm debating. I'm on the fence of getting the hero.
Salute. Oh
yeah, I'm not really sure about the hero because it's a 40 taler with Ansai hardpoints basically.
Yeah.
And well, I'm not much of a clanner, and I think that's partly because of all the nerfs, or the awkwardness of the clan stuff. It's sort of if I put lasers onto a clan like a 40-turn clan mech, I have to stare at the enemy for a second every time I fire, and that gives them time to return fire, which means I might lose that trade. I have to try and come out the side. But yeah, I've done well with the medium pulse lasers. I think that's quite a fun build.
Because I know on my end, because I have not played a whole lot since patch. I played a little bit. What was it, like last night?
Yeah.
And then I played for a little bit today. And I think my favorite from the Arctic Wolf, just from the probably 5 hours I've had a time to play around with this thing is probably the A, which was the ECM variant.
Mm-hmm.
As I wound up taking just playing today, just in pug matches. I took 4 SRM with Artemis and 2 small lasers and ECM, and I was able to rack up like 500 damage in this thing almost like every match. It's a lot of fun.
It's not bad. I'm always getting the Novacat and the and what are the and what's the other one? God, I forgot.
So there's Novacat, Night Star,
Yeah, Night
Osiris.
Star. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always getting those actually. Not the Night Star. What's the other one that looks like the Novacat? It's a clan mech.
Oh, the Night Gear.
Yeah, Night Gear. I'm getting those mixed up actually when I look at those now.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, sorry, yeah.
to round up my thoughts on the Arctic Wolf, I think they overdid a bit with the assassin. That thing is crazy good. And people were thinking, oh, you get the crazy good of the assassin, you put that clan tech in it, and it's amazing. And currently, at least, they've toned back the agility. It's just as agile as a Shadow Cat. It's kind of blocky. The arms are nice shields, but some of the weapons are stuck
Except
in the
for
arms.
Cyrus only does
I think it's actually a nicely
I haven't
balanced
gotten,
mech.
so
You
I
have
don't
to
know
sort of
anything
play
about
as
it,
a
actually.
skirmisher, a bit like how, well, sadly, most assassin pilots play it, which is just, shoot at 270 meters with the
Ouch, have forever to
SRMs,
suck,
poking
though.
in and out of cover kind of
It's
thing.
been like
Yeah,
It's
and
okay.
more tons just for
yeah,
armor.
I mean, just like almost play like a light, even though you aren't as fast as a light. I think we talked about almost said about a Kit Fox speed, which for me is
Yep.
like that is my comfort zone is Kit Fox speed.
Yeah,
So,
with the Omni Mech, you're only going Kit Fox speed, but you can, of course, equip the ECM and possibly a whole bunch of lasers or whatever. It's it's okay.
Very
Yeah, so I mean, it's not. I'll say for right now, until I get this thing skilled up with all the nodes and all that, this is a good middle of the road map. I haven't had any problems with it. I've been
that's cool.
pretty happy with the money that I blew on this.
Mm-hmm. And the Osiris, which I've taken out for a bit, I think.
Yeah, what do you think about that one? Because like some people like it, some people don't.
Yeah, I think at least in my mind, I would say this: lights are always sort of in the odd space in MechWarrior Online. Not a lot of people necessarily want to pilot them because it's all about being tenacious, finding opportunities, and hitting people a lot. Whereas the game sort of pushes you with the one drop and limited health to doing big burst, or at least can be a powerful playstyle. And obviously, not being able to take a lot of burst feels very bad in the light. It feels bad getting one shot with that thing. If you're going in a sphere, though, you could go in the Wolfhound, the Firestarter, and the Panther all have crazy amount of armor quirks or structure and stuff. I think it's all armor now, and the Commander even stuff is. All of them are made really tanky. So you got 25 and 35 on either side of the Osiris, and they're super tough. And you could get some stuff. You could get some work done. You can make mistakes. Those are the light mechs if you're in the sphere to take out and roll around with. The Osiris, though, it's kind of like the Jenna. It doesn't have that supreme survivability, but it's a big, easy target to hit, making you feel incredibly squished.
With the lighter mechs,
obviously, the whole point of the light is not to get hit, but it feels bad, man, because sometimes you do get a hit and you're just knocked out of the game in one go with the Osiris. I've had just one volley from ATMs catch me on the from the side, and it all hits the rear side torso, and I blow up instantly. And I was fairly healthy before that, and it was just why not just take 5 more tons and go, full energy boat in some of the already available mechs? Why not just go 5 tons lighter and do the SRM thing?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, though, it's kind of agile. It's got a mix of weapon hardpoints. I kind of like, for me at least, I like mixing the hardpoints. So I've got a laser MRM plus machine gun mech to scare people with.
In fact, reality saying the legs are very easy to go and shoot, and it makes you lose your legs a lot more.
It's actually, I mean, the thing is with the 30-tonners, you've sort of got the Javelin and Spider, which are actually they got spindly frames. So even though they haven't got the full survival stuff, it's really sort of hard to hit them, and that's how they survive. It's just difficulty to shoot them. Whereas the Osiris, it's kind of easy to shoot the torsos. People don't bother shooting the legs. It's just like, oh, it's an Osiris. Boom, it's dead. Because it's easy peasy shooting the torsos. Most people just go for the torsos, at least what I found.
I don't know.
So
After the scouting matches, I'm going to start going for legs from now on.
Well, that's how we won.
Yeah, I know.
yeah. It's a bit like if you see an Oxide, it's a lot of people just shoot for the torsos because they know a side torso is an easy pop.
Yeah, they're blocky.
Mm-hmm. And what PGI have done is sort of with balance is these easy to hit mechs, the Jenna, Osiris, and Raven type of things. They've given them agility and sense of range and other weird stuff, but they never gave them survival. So, one good volley and you easily hit all on the side torso and they're gone.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that one. That even though I'm not a gigantic fan of those kind of buffs, like the Jenner has been needing one for a while.
Mm-hmm.
In the current situation we have in the game, the Jenner definitely needs an armor buff. That little shit.
I mean, I
is
love
so
playing my Jenner,
thick.
though.
Yeah, it's don't get me wrong, they're great mechs, especially the Nightmare that was the Oxide for the longest time. But that thing had structure quirks out the ass, and that's how it lived.
Oh,
yep.
So
yeah, so the Osiris is sitting in a lot of the lights are sitting in an odd spot right now in terms of balance. You need the survival stuff, but then you're sort of limited in firepower. And because they've been nerfing the lasers slowly over time, which is sort of the bread and butter of most lights, a lot of them are not that viable. Like, small pulse Arctic Cheetah, that's not really a thing so much anymore. Instead, the one big thing is obviously, those machine gun lights. And, what's it? Clan are going to have a 25, a 20, a 25, a 30, and a 35 ton, 6 machine gun plus light.
Oh dear God, that's mean.
Innisphere, on the other hand, has 4 machine guns on Locust.
4.
Innisphere.
Oh, okay.
I was saying it's just Clan has all the currently viable lights, which is mash machine gun spam.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta ask if light rushing is still a thing in faction play, like in the normal siege mode where you actually
like normal
have
games.
2 gates.
Oh, I don't know, because it's been a while since I've tried that. Yeah,
dude, I used to love light rushing. Like that goes
fun.
back to when I was still in HHOD. That was like one of the main things I actually liked about them was they did light rushing like almost every other game, and I fucking love that. Especially, that was right when the Phoenix Hawk came out too, and there was that one with Mask that could actually keep up with the lights.
yeah, it's still nothing's still a giant aggressive light hunter. It's a lot of fun to go in packs of Phoenix Hawks in that thing.
Well, I know,
it was always funny when the whole enemy team would bring all assaults, and we'd just go in and go for legs, and then cause chaos, cause friendly fire, bring in a huge wave of lights.
Yeah. I know, like in Faction Warfare, like when they did have the light rushes, they had to fix the objectives, like the generators. They had to modify them to take more damage, because all we would do was just jump in with lights and go kill the generators, and then the next run we'll just come in with our assaults. Okay,
yeah. I think at least for most of us here, we don't play much of the siege mode, so we're not the ones to ask about that. Anyway, that was my thoughts on the Osiris and
that was the olden days.
The Nova Cat, though. Clan 70 ton, most of the weapons stuck in the arms, just possibly 2 energy, 1 in each side torso.
I still love how our one good friend Bonnie took his Nova Cat and just filled the arms with narcs.
6 narcs.
Really?
And he put them on chain fire.
Oh my God.
It was really dumb. Really dumb.
And what, he had 2 energy weapons, huh?
Yeah, he had like a PPC, and then maybe
God.
I think later 2 PPCs.
Something like that.
That's crazy.
He's having fun doing derpy builds, but a lot of people saying Nova Cat's kind of like the 70-ton Night Cheer. Well, I would sort of contrast that though by saying, it's not always got the jump jets, and it's not got Endo and Ferro. So you actually have a whole ton of space to work with.
Yeah.
The big contrast with the Night Gear in some respects, though, is the fact that the big thing is the arm weapons, and that's it, really.
Yeah.
Whereas Night Gear, you could put missile or ballistic side torsos, and obviously had like CT energy and head energy, or was there head? Anyway, CT at least energy and stuff.
I think that kind of like limits that clan, because I know, like, if I notice, like, say like a Nova, I'll shoot the arms first and just knock him out, pretty much. And he might have like 4 machine guns. I'm not too worried about that, but I'll knock out the 12 pulse lasers type thing and knock those out, and it's like, okay, I'll go to the next mech. I think that's a major disadvantage to the Nova Cat.
It's shape as well. It's kind of like, imagine you're a 70-ton awesome with all your weapons in the arms. That's kind of what it looks like. It's really wide torsos.
And they're pretty easy to take out too, because I did a missile volley actually in my Arctic Wolf and just blew the whole side off of one. It was just took half his everything away.
Yeah, and as with most clan tech, it can. If given the right situations, it can poke around the corner and shoot pretty well. It's got fairly high mounts, I think. It's an okay mech. I think it's just okay. Something that will be forgotten over time, or who knows, maybe they'll pick up some really crazy build. But it's not like the Night Gear where you can mix and match all the different hard points as easily, because everything's stuck in the arms, or more or less.
I mean, heck, like the Rifleman. Sorry, go ahead.
I see it getting quirks in the future. That's why I see it getting kind of like how the Mistlinks, how the arms, same problem. Everything was in the arms, and it's probably going to get quirks. I'm going to say in the near future to buff it.
Well, the Rifleman has the same stuff inside the arms as well, but it also has a lot more like energy points, ports inside the torsos as well too, to go and compensate for that. And for 70 tons, I mean, this as a clan mech, I don't know. That's not a good point. That's not a good selling point for me. At least the Rifleman had some other ports.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sort of glad there's a clan Omni mech out there who doesn't have the only upgrade being Ferro. That bugs the shit out of me. all those mechs with just Ferro out there, or no upgrades whatsoever. It's like there's tons of space for just Endo. Endo would be fine.
Yeah.
And last would be the Night Star, 95-ton in a sphere. Assault mech with predominantly energy and ballistic hardpoints.
And the more I see it, the more I want it. I don't know why. It's just like I keep seeing good things about it.
I just keep making fun of it and saying
it's kind of like a boomerang.
The more I see it, and the more I just go, this mech's here to make the Banshee look good.
I just think it looks neat.
It has a brilliant look to it. It's just a shame, like, its shtick is ballistic and energy, and the majority of those hard points, or a lot of them, are in the arms. Like, all except one have the ballistics in the arms, and those arms often have lower armor rated of hats, meaning there's not even space for it.
But we use it
like there's an ECM variant, which is ECM, but its shtick is I've got 2 ballistics in each arm, but those also have just enough space for 2 AC5s, and that's it. And that's my weapon payload for a 95-tonner with a limited engine cap.
I've been seeing a lot of laser vomit, like on the Night Star from last night. The like 10 games I played last night, and it's like constant for the 9S. Been constant laser vomits, and that's it.
I'd be thinking with those high torso mounts that you could at least do something like make it a fat Evan Jag on the IS side.
It's problem with that is it's really big, its weapons are really wide, and it's really slow. Like not just speed, but agility.
Are its weapons not in like the little top areas? They're right next to the cockpit instead.
In the picture, they're right next to the cockpit.
Yeah, it's just the majority of the weapon systems, or a lot of them, are sort of have to be put in the arms. There's not that many mounts in the torsos. So, what's it? We got the 9J has just a head laser mount and a right torso energy mount. That's all you can do unless you're putting stuff in the arms. Same for the 9FC, 2 energy in the left torso, 1 in the head. 2 energy in each side, energy side torso, CT head. So you're not able to put a huge amount of energy in those torsos. Yeah, so you can't just forget about the really wide arms. You usually have to use the arms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking like there's one variant, at least the 9P, that has dual ballistic mounts in the shoulders. And so I'd be thinking that if those mounts were high enough, it could be almost like an Eben Jag in terms of poking potential. But
it could do all right.
But Eben
like
Jag's
in the
quicker,
picture
though.
that you'd actually, the shoulders would pop the hill before the weapons actually would.
You show a lot of your mech before you actually can see anything. It's a king crab kind of problem. Yeah, as I said, I think the thing is got very limited space in the arms. It's trying to shove ballistics in there. There's not many good options for shoving ballistics in arms. I much prefer having the big ones. It's also trying to shove energy in the arms on top of the ballistics with limited space. It's got it's slow. It's ponderous. It's got wide arms, meaning it shoots the ground a lot. It's got an engine cap of 345, which bugs the hell out of me. I can't get a 350 or larger. It's therefore always slow. And only one of them has armor quirks rather than structure. Why don't I just get, for 5 more tons, get the Annihilator? It's also stuck with a low engine cap. It's got a hell ton of armor. It's got really good
Periscope head.
It's got a periscope head. It's got good hitboxes. It's got its ballistic spread all across the body without the frickin' arm actuators in the way, meaning you can do a lot more viable builds. It's got a whole ton more energy all over the place. Yeah, just why bother with the Nightstar?
So, in other words, F this mech is what you're saying.
The Nightstar is here to make the Banshee look good, because the Banshee has nice high mounts. It's all energy boat. You could put a lot of energy in those torsos. It also has very good agility. The Banshee can start and stop and hill poke and all that stuff exceptionally well. If you want to play, that Eben Jag, Commander Lemming's mentioning, a 95 tonner that's already out is the Banshee, and that thing is very much like Eben Jag, just do all a laser bomb.
Now, like, is the Nightstar just as agile like as the Annihilator?
It's a bit more agile.
Okay.
Just a bit. Obviously, the 100 tonners, by the way, are actually all got a buff last patch.
Oh, good. Cool.
So they're not all as clunky as they used to be. And the Annihilator took a little hit to its armor quirks. But yeah, we're talking here, the Annihilator is 8.5 acceleration, whereas the Nightstar is way, way ahead at 9.65.
Hey, it all matters about the numbers, man.
It's slightly better, but just to give you contrast, though, the Banshee is 17.72 acceleration. So a little less than double as fast at starting, stopping, turning, basically.
I know it's assault mech, so like it's just out of my range of stuff I pilot.
Yeah, so the Nightstar, it's the mech there to make the Annihilator look even better and the Banshee to look good. That's my opinion on it.
I think probably the one thing I did see is that the Beef did do a fun video where it was 2 LB20s and like 2 PPCs. Just a real simple, just 2-button mash, and it worked. That worked well.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the one good one because its ballistics are not stuck in the arms.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is one without the lower arm actuators and the hands, to be fair. So you can have really wide AC-20s flying over the shoulders of the enemies because of convergence.
To be fair, though, I did that exact same thing in a Mauler, and that shaves off a 5-ton mark, and I'd actually probably like the Mauler just because it has a little bit higher up LB20 mounts.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of these mechs, in my opinion, are fairly underwhelming. There's not necessarily that much special about it, and because everyone's coming back to play them and a lot of them have nostalgia, there's been a lot of potatoing around. A lot of people trying to make good of mediocre mechs.
I think the Arctic Wolf's probably like the best out of the whole batch, though, to tell you the truth. That's the one I've been most excited about, especially if I actually get some extra cash, I'll pop it down for one of those. But
it's the most unique, certainly.
Yeah. The Nova Cat, the Nightstar, and the Cyrus, if I got some extra Seaballs, I guess later on.
Like a likeness, a A likeness I often made to like something like the Night Star, it would be something like the Uzeal.
Hey, don't be messing up the Uzeal now.
We will always.
That a lot of people may very like the Uzeal, but it's it's got its problems.
Oh,
I
don't get me
just
wrong,
don't-
it
I
has its
can't-
problems.
I can never use it.
But I love the mech, though. I love that challenge,
And I think what Aethermech made relations to was quite a few of these mechs could be something like the Cougar in time, just sort of. The Osiris, what's that? What's the Cougar?
I haven't seen a Cougar out for a long time.
I should bring mine out again because I actually enjoyed the Cougar.
I mean, literally, I have not seen a Cougar in like a month or two.
Yeah.
I'll bring it back out.
Well, on the opposite team. Damn.
Yeah, so mechs like that, the Cougar, I mean, Zeal's popular, it's stuck around, but the Cougar, yeah, I only see it occasionally here and there. I think a lot of people, like, you don't even see adders around that much, and the adder has just, 2 less tons of pod space, but I go fast, and I've got, quirks up the arse. So, why take the Cougar?
Yeah.
True. I mean, I got the hero adder, but that's about it, though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so basically, you think that having a 4-pack of mechs is better than having a 2-pack of mechs? What do you guys think about that?
I think, from what I've heard, a lot of people aren't so turned on by the 4-packs because the upfront cost of even just getting the standard packs for all of them is way, way more than when just you are revealed one mech.
Yeah,
and when all the mechs come out, it's just an orgy of new stuff.
Yeah,
it's too much stuff, really.
It's just a flood of just new stuff where, I mean, hell, like, I bought one mech, and even to this day, a week into the patch almost, or no, probably more like 3 days or whatever, I'm barely even getting a chance to use them. I couldn't imagine buying the ultimate pack, getting all the bullshit with it, and be like, I'm sorry, like, I have a job to go 2 days, like 5 days out of the week, sometimes 6.
Imagine like you're a full-on whale, and this is what is it 7 mechs in total for each pack you have to master?
Yeah,
something like that.
That's
and
crazy.
7, 14, 28 mechs, and not only that, there's the challenge that is out: do 1,000 damage or more with
Got a lucky
each
month.
of these 28 mechs.
Novacat was unexpected.
Yeah, like I couldn't even. I just couldn't even.
I mean, I got mechs in my mech bay that have nothing done with them. I mean, literally, I haven't touched them ever since the skill, and even before skill tray, I haven't touched these mechs. And I'm still trying to going, should I use this? Should I just go play this mech just to level it up? Because it's driving me nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad that by buying the mech packs, they are giving out premium time, which allows me to get more skills and and money out of this thing.
True.
Like that, like thank God for that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it doesn't really serve PGI's best interest to do these big packs. It's too much at one time. And oddly enough, they don't even really release all the mechs at the same time for C-bills. It's always a slow reveal of C-bill mechs.
Yeah, so I'm glad they're going back to the Piranha and the Hellspawn. There's just one mech pack.
Thanatos.
And that one too. And then you just focus. You focus all your chips into one mech, and then you're happy. I can't deal with the flood of just information and be like, I gotta play the game, and then just
that's true.
I'm just
they probably have a lot of money for that.
Way too much than I should be.
Yeah, actually, my wife's like, you did what? You spent $15 for an imaginary pixeled item? I'm like, yeah, honey, I did. So fine, I better go ahead and get this. Go get what I wanted, or stuff like that. It's like, okay, fine, honey. But it's kind of like that now. Like I gotta justify, but honey, I need this mech to do a review about it.
It's also a matter of, I think, development resources. You're chucking out 4 times the number of mechs than you normally would.
Yeah.
Or was it a longer gap in between? I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, it is a special occasion though because it is because the Civil War. So it's kind of like they had to kind of do something like this to make it, special, type thing. I don't think they're gonna do another, 4-pack for a long time. Probably for the Jihad if they ever get to that point.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
the Civil War and the new tech is nice in name, but it isn't actually. I don't jizz my pants every time I hear Civil War. I'm just
Actually,
like,
they
If
dropped the ball
if they
on that
bring the Grand Crusader out, maybe I'll buy a mech pack. Maybe.
I want the slowpoke.
You always want the slowpoke. And actually, and Bob, and for you and for your lore, in my comments, it's May is saying, "quote Do the fucking Succession Wars."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be so nice. 4 Succession War, Battle of Misery, Kurita versus the Wolf Dragoons, or you could do that was 4 Succession War, 3rd Succession War. You could do some really cool matches. I mean, just some cool shit like that would be nice, And you could put it so you could only use lore mechs and that's it, and see how well these like top gear people do. These top people. It's like, oh god.
Oh, if we were only tied down to lore only, oh.
Like with my personality lore builds, man, that is a pain in the ass to do.
Oh, it is. It's
like I did the Shadowhawk, like 2DH, I think it is, or 2D2 or something. LRM 5, AC 5, a medium laser, and an SRM 4 or something like that, right? Each one with 1 ton. So in AC 5, I have 30 rounds. With the LRM 5, I have 120? Is that 150 or something like that? Yeah, how many round? But I had literally no rounds, and I had to get over I think my maximum was 450 points. It's hard as shit to do that in a normal game.
It's a challenge, but hey, if everyone had to do that, that would be interesting.
Oh, it'd be great fun, man.
Yeah.
But anyways, sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, but I thought that was kind of funny. Just one person's like, just do this, do those ones. I'm like, yeah, pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
I mean,
Well, actually,
ultimately, as I said, though, the game is always just skirmish.
Yeah.
So these events, you could have a different name, have the different factions against each other, but it's just skirmish.
Well,
I do agree with that one.
It's one of those things where, I don't know, how do you change just every match being skirmish to something else?
I don't think you can really with the format of the game.
And also, hey Snugs, welcome to the chat.
Hey Snuggles, what's up, man?
I was gonna say the community's been trained, at least in the higher tier matches, where everything is skirmish.
Yeah, true.
I know it's gonna take years of untraining. It's like, oh, we get conquest, okay, kill them all, then cap.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, if you had PvE elements, then that could be a different matter entirely.
Then time to tweak some.
That would be
AI
interesting to do a PvE mode in MechWarrior, because that would bring back some cat players who they lose a shit ton of matches and then they can just go fight bots or something.
Mm-hmm.
We
Or
do have
waves of bots or
PvE
something.
mode.
Yeah, the
It's
training
escort.
mode or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, escort. Yeah, I know. I don't know, man.
That's the kind of bot we don't want. And
Yeah,
we
that's-
usually just team kill it.
But I mean, even games like
If they gave that damn thing
Crossout.
guns, I would fix it.
Let's say Crossout even has a fun little PvE mode to do in between PvP.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean the way Crossout does it is interesting because you have to play PvP to unlock PvE little challenge matches, but they're hilarious. You just fight bots and blow them up, and then eventually the swarm of them will kill you. But it would be funny to do something like that. Even if you've ever done the Armageddon mode of the training grounds for trying to kill the robots that come at you in time, it's actually pretty fun. But
I haven't tried. I haven't even looked at the training grounds for a long time.
I haven't beaten the Armageddon Plus mode yet, and that's still on my list of shit to do before I just stop playing MechWarrior or something like that.
Before BattleTech comes out.
or the new actual MechWarrior game comes out.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be interesting though. I mean they'll have to do a lot though, and I think by the time they get PvE mode out, it's gonna be past MechWarrior 5 on the new engine with multiplayer and all that kind of stuff. Then I don't see it happening ever, anytime soon.
Yeah, no.
I mean, like if they can't get a patch right where they just got to change a couple like numbers, let alone changing all the coding and make a whole another mode, yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it takes them a couple months to make a map. It won't. Yeah.
Still waiting on those new maps they kept talking about.
Well, they're coming out apparently. You know, they're probably gonna
They
have
are.
it.
They
out.
are.
Sorry.
Well, another other thing is that they're pulling out 4 mechs at one time, so they had no time to do
Yeah.
maps. Also, a lot of the team are on MechWarrior 5 right now.
Yeah. Our money is going towards MechWarrior 5 to make it good. Which the best thing about it, no clans. Anyways, so is this basically as far as like what we wanted to cover tonight?
I think so, unless Snugs, I know you came in super late, so
Yeah.
is there anything you wanted to add in?
Story of my life. I don't know what would you all talk about.
We're talking about we
So
kinda
we've
weird
covered the Battle of
direction,
Luthien.
The stats for
Oh,
it.
that shit show.
Yeah, all the stats for it.
Yeah, that fucking. Oh, you can win every single battle, but still have somebody else declare the war lost. Like what? Like the
You get
clans
nothing.
raffle stomped the inner sphere.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was just embarrassing, and they're like, oh no, the clans didn't quite get it.
Well, but like always, the clans are overconfident, and basically that's their weakness. And so basically, what happened was Inner Sphere at the last minute pushed them from the 80% threshold back down, so everyone lost pretty much.
Oh no, that's the time honored battle of two kid tactic. You wait till like 30 minutes before the server rolls over, and you just fucking saturate the like. They should really hold or have a metric on how long the clans held it. I mean, it was.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah.
no. I thought it was like. I thought it was bullshit that the clans got robbed. Like, and I was completely inner sphere for that entire thing. I was.
Oh, good for you. Snuggles are coming to the light side, man.
It was Merrick and I hate to say it, Liao for the contracts. And with that being said, I still feel like the clan should have won that.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I keep
they
on saying
can't-
on the boards is like I'll be highly surprised if the Inner Sphere won, and I was just totally surprised it was a tie. I'm like, what? I never thought about a tie, to tell you the truth, because I was 115% the clans were gonna waffle stomp like crazy.
Oh, they did. It's like some sort of like. There's lies, there's damn lies, and then there's statistics, and that's exactly what is being spouted at us right now is statistics, and what they're saying just doesn't reflect observable reality, and it's a little frustrating.
Oh yeah. Well, we talked about the Battle of Luthien. We also talked about the new mechs, basically, and what do you think about the new mechs?
Oh, has everyone bowed down to their Arctic Wolf overlords?
I enjoy mine.
That's a pick of the week, yeah.
I mean, granted, I've only had a very slim chance to play with them, maybe like all of 5 hours, but I'm liking them so far. Granted, I'm borderline gonna buy the hero mech. I think I don't know yet because I haven't gotten it.
I don't know. I don't know about the
Yeah.
hero, but the definitely
Giant-
the $20 pack was pretty fucking spot on.
Yeah,
I know a lot of the community isn't going to say this, but I'm really digging the Night Stars. Just a lot of people. Let's see. They're
After Biter just bashed the shit out of
Biter,
them.
Biter hit it with the club like a seal.
well, the thing is, like you gotta play them like a fusion between the Stalkers and the Ebon Jaguars, and it's one of these builds that is, or one of these chassis, I should say, that's really directed towards the optimizers. It's like addition through subtraction. If you keep piling more shit into the Night Star, it's gonna start hindering its capability. You actually just have to stick to one, optimize the absolute fuck out of it, throw a big engine into it, and hurl yourself face first into the brawl. It's if you also approach it the same way that the Banshee is, like the Banshee is so much more balanced than the Night Star. The Night Star really excels in a few roles, but the Banshee is the overall better 95-ton mech.
This is what I predicted.
Yeah.
I said it was the mech that makes you realize how good the Banshee is.
I was gonna say that was the Executioner, but more apples to apples here. IS to IS.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, the Banshee's always been competitive. It's just been
Mhm.
overshadowed because I don't know why, but everyone's like, 100 tons or bust, and so Atlas, King Crab, Dire Whale. Like,
Ugh.
the Banshee is more than capable. You just can't just
Yep.
pile a bunch of shit into it. You gotta use your brains.
Gotta keep it simple.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
Exactly.
Gotta be for them dumbins who's like, I use 2 button clicks. Burp, burp, done.
Oh, that
You do that with Banshee.
That's where it excels. That's where it excels. Well, let's see if I can confirm a few of your other predictions. Then the Osiris is turning out to be OP.
Really? No.
No,
I
the
think
Osiris
Biden-
is okay. It's okay. It's
There we go.
That's
it's okay.
it's all right.
I and like in my what I said at least was if you just go 5 tons up, you've got super tanky Wolfhound, Firestarter, Panther around,
Mhm.
and the Commander for 5 less tons is also pretty tanky. The Osiris is a bit like in the spot with the Jenna with its shape, and people just it hasn't got that survivability to it. Though, like any light, you can shoot people and do a job, just don't ever get hit.
Well, if you're a good Raven pilot, you'll be a good Osiris pilot.
Yeah.
Where I think the Osiris is going to have its biggest impact is in faction warfare. Now, not in scouting, absolutely not in scouting, but
Nope.
No.
in invasion mode, where you're standing and like basically protecting a gun.
Yeah,
You can do some long range builds. You have a fantastic peaking profile, and 30 tons frees up a lot of stuff for your drop deck.
Mm-hmm.
That is true, huh? How about the
I need to
Nova
play
Cat?
more faction warfare.
The Nova Cat, I'm going to be making a video on the Nova Cat B, and the build I'm going to call it I Wasn't Hugged Enough as a Child, and that's the LRM 110 Nova Cat.
Oh, you would.
God.
Yeah. And here's the fucking the stupid thing about it. I didn't have to sacrifice any armor to do it. It's fully armored
Yep.
With 110 LRMs?
with 110. Yeah, like with the summoner, I have to strip all the armor off of it to get that.
Oh
Well,
my
Snugs,
God.
well, you missed it. It was the thing was it was last night. Bonnie strapped nothing but narcs on it
Ah!
and just chain fired it.
Oh, Bonnie Bunbuns. Sometimes he wins the internet. Sometimes.
And
Basically-
PPCs as well, so that you
Yeah,
have heat
yeah.
neutral and hot weapons put together. The new Gauss PPC meta, Narc PPC.
Narc PPC meta.
Basically,
Aha! Your AMS has no strength against me.
I've dropped the most in the Nova Cat C, which has the 15% UAC jam chance. I'm just running 555s and 2 heavy mediums, and an absolute metric fuck ton of heat sinks, and that's turned out to be a very good mech so far.
cool. The only issue I think we
Squishy.
had was just the arms. Like most of the weapons are just the arms, like the rifleman. But the rifleman has more, ports in the torsos for the energy weapons.
Well, the rifleman also has a better profile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the 2 things we pointed out. It's just it's stuck with the arm weapons, and it's kind of like an awesome, but 10 tons less with all the weapons stuck in the arms. Is what I said.
Yeah.
Though Clantek, it can do good.
I don't know what the amount of pod space or the pod space you can put into the Nova Cat. It's I think stopping at an 80-ton comparison would be a little short. I mean, some of the builds are starting to like look at 85 or even 95 or 90 tons for the inner sphere side.
Oh yeah. Well, that was at least my comparison. I wasn't. I was just saying that it is literally 10 tons less. And yeah, Arctic Wolf. What's your thoughts on that, Snuggles?
Oh, if you just want to like shut your brain off and have fun, you just the point and click adventure. You just run up to things and hit Alpha Strike and then run away. Just
I thought that was the assassin.
yeah. You're like, I don't even want to try today. I need to farm some C builds.
Yep.
Exactly.
Arctic Wolf with a whole bunch of SRMs and just go
Mhm.
find an LRM boat, nuke it, and run away. Your job is done.
All right.
Yeah.
We've had some people experimenting with, in the battle mech, all the SRM6s,
Mhm.
And they've been saying that, even at point blank range or
11
very
more
close
35 to
range,
night
a
gear,
lot of
wow.
those missiles aren't even hitting. Like, can the game even track all those missiles?
Yeah, there seems to be a hit registration issue because on one of my Arctic Wolves, I took all the armor off and I fit all SRM6s, like 9 of them, with a
Mhm.
bunch of ammo.
Yeah, because I was saying that is quite potent. Like, that's the same thing people do with linebackers.
Mhm.
Whole bunch of splat, one shot, get really hot, but you kill someone. Or
Yeah.
do it really close.
a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it doesn't seem to register all of them.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay. And also, just because we'll probably end it soonish, but one thing I did forget, and what do you guys think of the new free cam in
Oh,
Canada?
awesome!
Oh,
Yeah.
if you guys haven't messed with it yet, go in there, do the free cam, and the free cam, the free cam, while you're in the outside looking, put your mech into third person mode. Funny shit happens.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay, I'll go try
I
that.
actually
Half
did.
the model will glitch out and not render itself. And you'll actually get to see the little dude in the cockpit.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
I'm gonna do. Wait, hold on, because I'm actually streaming, so let me go into.
Okay, I'm gonna
right
jump in this
here.
too. Hold on a second.
I gotta see this. I gotta see this here.
Well, if that's the
What's
case,
it?
I'm fucking.
But I am loving the free cam for a simple fact is now I could just jump on without having to say, hey guys, can you help me with the video? I can actually get some really good B footage rolls. I could just do a bunch of different cool stuff with it now.
It's good for the YouTubers.
It's good
I
for
couldn't get my mech to walk while I was doing.
Oh,
the
I mean,
just
you-
hit the number key.
Oh, yeah, the number keys.
Yeah.
W for whatever reason.
And
won't-
you can also fire it at the same time too.
Well, W controls the camera, so you really can't control the movement of the mech, but you
Well,
can just
back
have it
and
go in a
forth.
straight line at least,
Yeah.
I guess.
But yeah, that's what I was doing. I would put it on like the cruise control and then free cam out, and it just wouldn't keep walking. So I was
well, you have,
irritated
and
with
you
that.
gotta like do the constant like whatchamacallit, constant walking or something like that.
Oh, that's funny.
Hold on. I gotta try this now.
That is funny. It's like half the mech just kind of like goes away. Oh, there's the guy inside. Oh, that's awesome.
Hold on. Damn it.
Oh.
Sometimes the game being buggy comes in our favor. Sometimes.
Oh, and I can see all the like small like cockpit items and shit. Oh, that is fun.
That is. I can see my ball going. My disco ball going in my
Bob,
cockpit.
I don't know if you want to tell the internet that.
I can see my ball going. That's
Oh,
hilarious,
sure.
man.
That's fantastic.
Your stream's offline right now. Is one of your
Really?
recording things F3?
Who, mine?
Yeah, Lars' shoes just bit the dust.
Oh, did it? Oh, you know what?
Really?
I know what happened.
What?
It's bound to-
F5 is my stream key.
Yep.
Hilarious.
Oh my god.
Professional podcasting, right?
Now, actually, I'm seeing mine going fine. Like I'm still live.
yeah,
No, Bob, you're
different
fine, you're fine.
hotkeys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, basically got mine going. You can see my disco ball going. Oh, dude, I can see my dude with no head.
That's
At least it
fantastic.
didn't randomly
That's
start
fucking hilarious.
at some point while you were playing with free cam.
Yeah,
Oh my
right.
god, that's funny.
All right. Well, on those bombshells, shall we wrap up?
Yeah, I think we can wrap up at that point, guys. But that was fun. Granted, I cut my stream early thanks to hotkeys. But I'm sure it was on Bob's channel there. I'm sure you'll probably see it later on his channel.
Yeah, basically definitely see it. Like right now, I'm walking to a wall now.
Oh wait, Bob, you're streaming?
Yeah, actually, I'm streaming too.
Oh shit. Let me go ahead and jump over there then.
We're wrapping up, but yes.
I want to say hi to people.
Yeah, the people.
Okay, let me get to a point that I could just walk and have no problems with it. Hold on. And then I'll show you like what I'm talking about as far as like really good camera angles you can go and do. Come on,
Is
give
there
me
We're gonna be here all day.
shut up.
Yeah, Biter, it's the usual. We try to end it and it never works.
Never works, man.
Bob, I'm not showing you streaming. Are you doing it on YouTube or Twitch?
Both.
Probably YouTube.
Twitch actually. Like I can't do like YouTube and Twitch same time anymore.
Oh, well that explains a few things.
Okay, that's why.
Ah, shit, now I have to sit through an advertisement. I hate
Sorry.
Twitch advertisements. They're like 3.5 years long.
Just
No
'em.
skip button like in YouTube so much.
But the cool thing about the free cam is that you can do some really good, just wide angle shots if you want to.
Well, you also went on River City and just kept going out into the water, didn't you, Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was using it earlier to test how velocity actually looks at like the very high speeds that it's at now. The velocity buff.
Well, I've now changed my hotkeys, and now I'm doing the third-person thing. And
Okay, Bob. I'm looking at your stream now.
There you go.
Pressure's on.
Go free cam and then third person.
Oh yeah, I went third person already.
But I want to see it on the.
Oh, it's on mine now since I'm now live, and I changed the hotkeys.
Fine, hold on. Hold on. I'm going, hold on.
5 hours later.
5
There you go.
hours later.
You can see my crystal ball or my disco ball in there. And the mech pilot.
That's pretty cool.
That's interesting though, to tell you the truth. I never like realized.
It looks so funny on the Shadow Hawk.
That's just too
Crystal
good.
ball.
You should
that's
try it
so-
on like well, actually, I might try it later on a light mech because if I
Yeah.
remember correctly, like sometimes the cockpits are really weird on the light mechs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should do it in the mislinks. Oh
Okay.
my god!
What's that?
Bob, do third person with it, and then press 9.
Okay, do what now?
Okay, just do the camera with the glitch and press 9. You know, to like have the like mech walk around. It's a lot of fun just to watch it.
Push the
Numpad
button, Bob.
9. Yeah, numpad 9.
Push the button, Bob.
Oh my god, it's just sliding.
It just glides around.
That's funny.
Oh my god!
Going to activate in 3, 2, 1. Boom!
I know what I'm doing now.
Oh, that is fun and Snuggles. Go to my channel and watch this shit. This is hilarious.
Oh, that's funny as hell. Look at that.
Yeah. So after this is done, I'm gonna go
That's good.
rip some chameleonaires riding dirty.
What?
They see me rolling. They hate me.
That's hilarious. Oh my god.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Okay. All right, guys. So I think
Okay.
with that,
Oh,
I think
I
we
died.
can end the stream.
Okay, I think the stream's over now.
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
Oh,
Okay, you want
that's
to
just
give
too good. All right, Biter, you want to go ahead and cue us out?
Cue us out, man.
Alright, guys, thank you all for watching the first Burkett podcast, episode number 11. With me, Larsh, Old Bob, Commander Lemming, and Spontaneous Snuggle Time. See you all later.
See you all
Cheers.
later, guys, and I'll see you on the battlefield.